Hey guys, so we've been following the Joshlin Smith trial very keenly, and day 7 is the first time we're recapping what happened today. But don't fret because we've got in-depth breakdowns of the week's proceedings. In fact, a full recap of the first week is up on our YouTube channel. Just go ahead to our bio and tune in by clicking the link. So today was very crucial. Why? Because for the first time so far, we have glaring inconsistency in Kelly's timeline of the day Joshlin Smith went missing. To be clear, all parties are deemed innocent until proven guilty. Today, 2 witnesses took the stand. Kelly Zeeger, the daughter of Mrs. Colleen Zeeger, who had testified on Monday, and Kelly Zeeger, a social worker. Kelly Zeeger's testimony was crucial for 2 reasons. 1. She was around Kelly in and around time Joshlin disappeared. 2. She was the one whose house Kelly was supposed to clean that day. So tracking back a bit. On Monday, Kelly Zeeger's mom, Colleen, testified that on the day Joshlin went missing, Kelly arrived at her home at 7 a.m. She often went there to help around at Colleen's house. She didn't exactly work there. Colleen felt sorry for Kelly and her situation as an unemployed mom of 3 and would let her do odd jobs around the house for either cash or food. Mostly though, Kelly went there to spend time with Colleen. Kelly was quite the talker, it's been established. But that day, Kelly getting to Colleen's home at 7 a.m. was unusual. Kelly often dropped Joshlin and Raqueen, her eldest son, off at school before heading over to Colleen's house for bread and coffee before sending Rochelle, the youngest daughter, to creche just after 8. Kelly simply explained to Colleen that her kids weren't feeling well, so they stayed at home. Colleen accepted this reason and had coffee and bread with Kelly before she left her home to take Rochelle to creche. Kelly returned about 10 minutes later and spent the morning at Colleen's. The distance from the creche to Colleen's place was about 5 minutes. At around 10, Kelly asked Colleen for 200 rand to buy bread for the kids that were at home and purchase gas to cook later. Colleen gave her 50 rand and told her she'd organize the rest later. We now know through Kelly and Jacqueline's plea statements they entered into court records last week that shortly after obtaining the 50 rand, Kelly went home and she and Jacqueline went to buy tick from a dealer known only as Gums in court records. So Kelly, probably high of crystal meth, returned to Colleen to get keys to Kelly Zeeger's house. Colleen confirmed to the court that she handed Kelly the keys to her daughter's house at around 10 that day. Kelly left, supposedly to clean the home, and returned at around 2 p.m. She handed the keys to Colleen and said she'd go pick up Rochelle from creche. Kelly returned to Colleen's with Rochelle about an hour later from a walk that should have taken 10 minutes. Colleen rationalized that Kelly was a chatterbox and likely either on her way to or from the creche she had stumbled upon several instances of small talk that congested her return trip. Colleen told the court that Kelly stayed over with Rochelle until after 7. Kelly Zeeger, in her testimony today, shocked the courtroom when she revealed that during a visit from a Sergeant Fortain on 6 March 2024, it was determined that she had a security camera fitted into her home which captured the entire house. Kelly was asked to review footage from the 19th of February, specifically between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. that day, and what she revealed sent gasps echoing across the makeshift Western Cape High Court, which sits at the White City Multipurpose Centre in Saldanha Bay. During those times, 4 hours of which Kelly Smith said she was cleaning her home, Kelly Zeeger says she saw no one else but herself getting ready for work in the morning, as well as her 2 children. There was no sign of Kelly anywhere inside the house during that time. So where in the world was Kelly Smith between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.? We know that shortly before midday, she'd returned home where Joshlin was still seen in and around the area. She brought home 50 rand, which she and Jacqueline used to buy tick. What happened after that trip? Where did Kelly and Jacqueline go? Where was Joshlin at the time? These questions and more will form part of the prosecutor's case as more witnesses come forward. Another witness, Kelly Zeeger, testified today. She gave an account of several reports about Kelly dating back as far as 2016. One incident that stood out was a domestic violence situation involving Kelly, her son Raquel, who was a toddler at the time, and Kelly's grandmother. Kelly's grandmother contacted the Department of Social Development on 15 February 2016 saying that Kelly had been neglecting her child. Mbambo had not been involved in the matter at the time. The report also says that Kelly swore at the child and threatened to stab him, Mbambo told the court. Smith had also threatened to assault her grandmother, according to the report, and the woman would seek a protection order. A week later, the social worker found that Kelly's grandmother had left for the Northern Cape to visit her daughter, the biological mother of Smith. She'd taken Smith's son with her. The file on the family was sent back to the department's registry on the 31st of January 2017, where it remained until it was allocated to an auxiliary social worker on the 3rd of July that same year. The auxiliary social worker was instructed to visit the home and see whether any services were needed. In the subsequent meeting with Kelly's grandmother, the woman said she had thrown Kelly out of her house because she was using drugs. According to the file, Kelly seldom made contact with the child, Raquel, who was then attending daycare. The auxiliary social worker said in the file that Smith's grandmother requested no additional services and the case was closed on the 11th of January 2018. The social worker provided more details about what her department recorded in and around the time Joshlin disappeared, and we have all that and more in our daily recaps of the trial, which you can read on our news website, swisherpost.co.za. The social worker is expected to return to the stand on Wednesday, where she will face cross-examination from the defense. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like and share this video so more people can get up to speed with one of South Africa's most infamous child disappearances. Also, I'd love to hear from you guys, so share your thoughts in the comments and I'll give personal shoutouts in the next video. Goodbye for now.